Miraculously, it's working.
That is definitely Danny's intro, 100%. Is it? We're all good? The video's good for sure?
You would think we'd be a lot better at this considering how many times we've done this.
Oh, you're so lucky I asked.
Was it not going?
No. The audio was going,
That's
but the video
okay.
wasn't.
I'm much better with eyes closed anyway, so it's all good.
I don't know if that was supposed to be a sexual joke, but I took it as a sexual joke.
There's really no other way to take it other than to therapy.
Yeah.
You're funny.
How's Danny, the audio's okay? Like sound wise? Hers is good? Volume wise? Mike's good?
We're good.
No,
Yeah,
I just want to make sure because with your mic, see, I knew it.
Well, it's still fine. Just use loud enough.
Yeah, but
I
you
can be
want it to
louder if you want.
You're good. No, I
You're
just want to
louder
make sure.
if you.
I just want to make sure the mic. Sometimes people will have
Yeah.
it like up and it'll be like at their nose and like it's gotta
Yeah.
go like So just want to make sure.
You let me know.
Good. Yeah.
I'll adjust.
Beautiful.
You're good. Well,
All right.
welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that. Good.
I like that you said it like a real question. Did I not? Do I not seem excited?
No, you do. You do.
You
Just
seem
making
very- you
I
seem
am
excited.
excited.
sure you got high energy. I love it. I love it.
And if being honest, I was telling you like off camera, like I don't follow. I'm not on TikTok anymore. I mean, I had it for a bit, but give up.
George goes on and off.
I have a very love-hate relationship.
I can understand.
And I'll be honest, like a lot of times, like people have asked to come on that, I've done something through social media, and we're sometimes hesitant because sometimes like, okay, you did a dance, got famous, whatever, but you're a recruiter, and what you do is, I think, I find it interesting because I like talking things about careers and business, all that stuff, but you also have a contrarian opinion, which that's one of the reasons that, like, when they said to me, like, George, how do you feel about this? Because they know where I am. I'm like, no, this is cool because I like hearing people that have different opinions than what is typically normal. So. Yeah, I think I guess to jump right in, you have a pretty unique perspective on what people should do with their careers, I guess.
A little bit. I think it's, first of all, let's
Sorry if I jumped too fast in.
Honey,
I'm coming right.
I'm about to go foot first into a shallow lake. Let's chit chat. And let me tell you why. So when I posted that video, and for the record, actually, I don't even know. I think I do still have it pinned if people don't know what video I'm talking about. But I was basically talking about how we're raised being told you have to love your career. And like the rest of your life is dedicated to finding this job that you love. And if you love your job, you're never working a day in your life. And I love my job. And let me tell you, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
Bitch, I work. Like I wake up, I don't feel like it's a walk in the park. I'm not having a margarita, on a beach, on a yacht. I'm not doing that. I'm answering emails. And I love my job, but my job is still a job. And I think it's so damaging to tell young people that your entire life has to be fulfilled by work. And sometimes it is. And I love that for people, but that's not always the case. So when I made that video, I was like, it is totally cool if you're not feeling fulfilled at work, just find that fulfillment somewhere else. And then in 48 hours, it had like almost 6 million views. I think now it's almost at 7. And it was being talked about on so many different news forums saying, this recruiter thinks careers are bullshit and blah, blah, blah. My boss literally texted me and was like, oh, should we be worried? And I was like, no, it's fine. I'm like, if they get the
Sweat dripping.
I was like, the girls that get it. And honestly, it was a little more controversial than I intended. But I'm happy it's out there because I think it's a valid thing to at least think about.
I agree, actually. Yeah, I go both sides. Like I see the idea of like, if you love your job, you shouldn't have to work a day in your life. Okay. If my job was traveling with my best friends and my life partner, then yeah, that wouldn't be a job either. Or like if my job was going to see different sporting events and Super Bowl and this and that, yeah, okay, it's different. And I say this all the time. I love my career and I love the position I'm in. Do I love my actual job itself? No, I wouldn't do my current job for any other company in the world, but because it's my family business and I get extended vacation, I get a lot of benefits that go with working with your family business, like I can do certain things. I love that, but again, I don't actually love my job. I'm an operations manager for a construction company. Like I don't necessarily love that, but
see, that's where like this is why I'm excited about this conversation because like I'm on the other camp, and just to touch on your point, you're like, even though by definition your title is operation manager for your job, that's not really your job. Your job is to get prepared to take over a company. So you're learning the ins and outs, but your eventual job is like, again, is in line with, I guess, entrepreneur is a vague term, and people use it for everything. But like your job is to end up becoming someone who's a leader of a company, and that company could be many things. Just because you're in an easy example is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett owns a lot of companies, but he's like a capital allocator. He's a strategist. There's a lot of things, right? But like, what does he do? What's his job?
Okay, so let me ask you this: if you won the lottery tomorrow, would you work a corporate job? The answer for sure is no.
Well,
Define
depends.
corporate job.
Well, it depends
Okay.
how much. Like if I won like $1 million or
I'm
$5 million,
talking-
I'm still working.
No,
Like,
five
Corporate
mil,
job,
that's
like
lunch.
work for someone.
100
Like when
Yeah,
I work for
corporate
someone,
job, like you
I would.
are. You
I would-
would?
I would work-
You have
I
a
would-
sickness, brother.
I would no because
Let's unpack that.
No, because okay, so I would work a corporate job, but not any corporate job. I would probably find I'd go to one of the 4 professional Toronto sports teams. I'd find out which path to GM or president or some sort of back office role had the easier trajectory, and I could go and work because the money would mean nothing.
So
So
that's
it's
fair.
something. So I'm pursuing something just to get fulfillment. Like I
Yeah.
listen. As one of the reasons why, like people with the lottery thing and not working, I've actually kind of lived that life. I've been very fortunate where I took a sabbatical for a year and I lived on beaches and in different cities. So I got to see that, and I'm sure you're familiar with the law of diminishing returns. It is very, very true.
Yeah.
Like city, I went to 40 something cities in a year, and like but after city number 20, you're like, oh, it's another city, it's another beach, it's another this. So like, I get it. Most people would probably say they would take that check and retire. 99% would be broke at a job pretty soon thereafter.
So I don't think you're wrong. And I think there are jobs. So I'll put it this way. I think 1,000 lives over, I will be a recruiter. There's nothing I love like I love talent. But do I love working a structured 9 to 5 all the time? Probably not. Do I love those frustrating days at work where I'm like, oh my God, I would love to just not have to deal with this or deal with that thing. So I think I know exactly what you're saying. Like you can love the things you're doing, but I shouldn't say I wish, because I really do. If you're watching this, Intuit, wow, do I love my job? I really do, I promise. But I think it's doing it on your own terms, and when it's something that you're doing in your own will. And I totally agree. Like I think
Yes.
after a year, even 6 months of not working, I think I would lose my mind, but I also think I'd redefine what work means, you know? Like
That,
it
and
wouldn't
that's
be
kind of
so-
what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
like you said, you love recruiting, and that's so that clearly like you love the function of your job, but would you like doing it forever for someone? No, but I bet if I said you can run your own company, a team of 3, have a nice office somewhere in Manhattan, New York, whatever, have a couple good clients that you're essentially leading people to and sharing your knowledge, your gift, your talent with them, and you're kind of managing relationships, finding strategy, all that stuff. I'm sure to guess you would like your job.
I think I got it. I think if you worked a job because you wanted to work it, not because you needed to work it, then you'd be okay with it. Because most of us work jobs because you need money. That's how the world kind of goes around, right? Like if you didn't need money, a lot of us, or not a lot, but maybe some people would be in different careers and in different paths, right? Like I'm sure some people don't like, I don't know, cleaning garbage or whatever, or cleaning toilets or whatever.
I
right?
do.
Then go, George. Then you
I'm-
know,
this
shut
man
up,
is
George.
ill.
Then go and do it tomorrow. Spend the whole day tomorrow cleaning garbage.
I do.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You manage people that clean garbage.
You can ask. I mean, the way I started in this business.
That way you start, George, right now, tomorrow.
If
Go-
one of my clients, if the cleaners didn't show up and it was one of the clients that I
But
managed,
George, you say you do. Okay, so go and do it day in, day out. Make that your job.
right? But the thing is, I've been in the position so I don't have to
because
do
now
it.
you're a manager, and that's why you've evolved. But I'm saying, like,
doesn't mean I don't like to clean. You see my condo. I'm OCD. I genuinely
know,
like
George,
to
I
clean.
understand that, but I'm saying that you're not a cleaning. You're not physically cleaning day in and day out.
The point of doing something is you should be what I do. If I didn't get paid to do something, would I do it? Nobody pays me to clean my place and keep it as organized as it is. No one pays me to how many times have I reorganized this office? Still not objectively clean, but how many times am I walking around the room
All
cleaning it?
time.
Honestly, Danny, how many times? On a daily basis. That doesn't mean I would do it tirelessly for the rest of my life. But if I had to resort to doing it because of some need, could I scale back and be a cleaner again? Sure. I don't love getting my hands dirty every day, and it's not my first job I would choose. We had this discussion many times, but still, could I do it? Sure.
Could you? Yeah, but again, imagine you needed to do it Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 to pay your bills.
Yeah, it wouldn't be if I needed to find a job, I'd go do
But
something.
I think that's what it is too. It's like wow, did we just unpack capitalism? Probably. Like toting the line of I want to do this thing because it brings me genuine joy, or I actually have to do this thing and it's sucking the joy out of it. Like so many people in my comments on that video were talking about how they had careers in arts or they had careers in like really niche fields that they absolutely loved. And the second they made money off of it, they learned to hate it. So I don't necessarily feel that way about like my side hustles or the things that I do, but I can also understand that the second you have like a monetary amount tied to something that is a passion, it's really easy for that not to feel like a passion anymore.
Yep.
I don't know. I wish someone would have told me when I was 18, it's totally fine. You're not going to love every single job you have. Eventually you will, but you're not going to like the entire path. But yeah, no, I totally agree with you. First of all, I would cleaning nonstop. I'll tell you right now, girl, it's a no. I'm not going to do that. I'm not.
the only thing I understand what you're saying too, and people can find like, because you look at when you look at different cultures and different societies, it's very interesting how different cultures treat things differently, right? Like, never mind like traveling, you're just talking to people from different backgrounds and ethnicities. Western cultures, I think we've been taught this thing of like, find something you love because you never have to work a day in your life. I mean, you go somewhere like Japan and you're gonna do this, you're gonna, whether you love it or hate it, you're gonna be a sushi chef. Cool. You're gonna make rice.
Because that's what our family did for the last 10 generations.
Yeah, this is what I saw, I think, a story on YouTube. They're like the last, I can't remember exactly what they did, but they were like the last of this kind of like, let's say matcha maker or whatever. Honestly, it was something like that. It was some specific kind of thing in a place in Japan, and it was like the 10th generation. And I looked at this guy, I'm like, didn't this guy really want to make matcha? Like, probably not. But there, because there's so much, the culture is so wrapped around like the family legacy and all those things, and also just being very proud and being, just, I don't know, like you have to just do it tirelessly, whether you like it or not. If you're good at it, do it. If your family's good at it, you have to keep doing it. So I would say that sure, like that culture is just, doesn't matter what you do, just do it well. And at the end of the day too, you don't have to love your job. If you do it well, like you'll probably be okay and get by doing it. But that's the other thing, right? Because then you have people saying, well, you do anything well, you make money, and you make money, you have nice cars and all that stuff. And that's another thing that we can dive down. But money certainly doesn't give you that fulfillment and that happiness. But I think that if anyone's going to pursue things, most people say you should, number one is, in a perfect world, don't work for anybody. Because if you want to make money and build equity and afford, like, be able to afford yourself freedoms and all those things, you should work for yourself or intend to build something on your own. And if you're going to do that, pardon? And if you're gonna, I'll stop after this. And if you're gonna do that, and with the intention of building wealth or equity, whatever you want to call it, work for yourself, you should go and pursue something that you are unwaveringly passionate about, because you're going to have to do it for a long time and not be rewarded for your work.
So question for you as well. Wow. Can you tell I'm a recruiter? What if that passion for you doesn't exist? Like, you're saying that because there's an element of your job or previous jobs that you do love. And same with me. Like, I genuinely love recruiting for you, girl. I love you so much. But you know what I mean? Like, if you are someone where you just genuinely don't find passion, even in elements of the job, like you don't like working with people, you don't like some of those things, what would your advice be to those people then?
So everybody likes something. Everyone likes something, right? You like, especially with the way the advancement of technology and kind of like the freedom of like self-expression, you could like making wagons, and you could probably make them talk about it on your network, or you're an introvert, you're scared to talk to people, you can post pictures of them. And if you make damn good wagons and you do it and people can see the passion you have in making those wagons, people will gravitate to you. They're like, wow, this person really cares about this wagon. Like, this is the wagon.
The wagon.
But look how good the quality is. This person took their time to build this thing by hand. This wagon is now, I bought it. Now it's lasting me 10 years. Wow, everyone should own these wagons. Now this guy's a wagon empire. And because he likes building wagons. There's something for everyone out there. Everyone's got a hobby.
I don't think you're wrong. I honestly was not asking that. I genuinely agree with you.
I don't care about wagons
curious.
either. I'm just
the way you looked at that wagon, I felt uncomfortable. Like I should have left the room. It was passionate, brother.
I just think to answer your question, I think that everyone likes something. Because I listen, the other thing too is like I do your perspective. That's why I like it, because it's contrarian to what people are told, and I'm on the opposite side. But I do see what you're saying. Like, you can also learn to love something. You can learn to say, you know what? I'm here for 8 hours. I get paid a decent salary. Do I love this? No. Is it manageable? Sure. And then I have all my nights to do whatever I want and pursue my side hustles, whatever. Maybe that side hustle becomes something. So I see what you're saying, and that's why I'm not discounting it. I'm just of the old school camp of like, be your own boss, do your own thing.
Honestly,
and I would do it doing anything. Like,
I have no qualms with your side of the world, because honestly, like in my career, I sit on that side where it's been like nonstop. I'm following things that make me happy. Like even in the work I do on socials, recruiting is literally my entire life. Like it's my in the office, it's my outside of the office. I think in a perfect world, they would love their jobs. Like if I could paint the perfect like picture for my future generations. I said that out loud. I wish I didn't. I shouldn't reproduce. But you know what I'm saying? If I could like paint the picture of the future, it would be people loving their careers, finding joy in that, finding passion in that. But if not, like go have fun. Go enjoy your Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. It's fair too, because just you can jump in. Last thing, like that, and I want to ask your opinion on this, because when we launched our startup that I was talking about, I was the one that did a lot of the recruiting and headhunting, and I never really did it, and I was also never good at it, because for some reason I would tell people what I wanted them to say, and then they'd say it back. I'm like, oh, this person's great. Like that's when I was younger.
was a mirror.
I've been
Yeah.
I
recruiting
have a
people.
funny story about this.
I've been
too.
recruiting people since I was like in my late teens. And again, was not very good at. I fired more people than I've hired. We can get into that later. But the thing is too is recruiting people and my experience through that is when you talk to people, especially really green young people, they have no clue. Number one, how like what they want to do. They think that I'm hiring software engineers, so they're going to tell me things that they think I want to hear about software engineering. I don't want to hear software engineering. I want to hear about like who are you? Like what kind of person are you? If I fall, if this building's on fire, are you going to save me or are you going to run out by yourself? Like whatever. So they don't know. I think a lot of young people don't know what they want. They also want to tell people what they think they want to hear, I guess. So even to your point of like loving your job, so many people don't know how to find that thing that they love. They think I have to do this. So, I guess also learning to adapt and kind of just coping's not maybe the right word, but like learning to kind of manage and like what you do, I think is a fair way to look at it. I guess that
I'm going to jump in here now because I've been taking notes.
Rick's ready to roast me for sure.
No, I'm not ready to roast you, George. What you said is you said something that whatever you do, make sure you're really good at it. That is possibly one of the most true things that you could say. Whatever you are going to do, make sure you do it to the best of your abilities. And when you do it to the best of your abilities, try and get better and be the best at it, whatever you do. Whether it's cleaning toilets, whether it's fucking digging holes, making wagons, whatever you're going to do, strive to be the best at it. Whether you like doing it or whether you don't like doing it, just be the best at it. Because when you're the best at something or you strive to be the best at it, people can see that it'll either sell or it'll do well, or you can at least like know that you did the best that you fucking can. So great point on that.
Thanks, man.
Second part, you said something about, you want to strive to work for yourself. Technically, we're never actually working for ourselves. We're always working for someone, even as entrepreneurs. You always have a boss, right? Like the client's always the boss.
Not the clients, your employees are your boss.
Yeah, your employees and the clients. So technically, you got more bosses when you are the boss.
100%. 100%.
Which was just funny. So I wrote that down.
You're correct.
It's
Technically
funny, right?
speaking, you are correct.
We say like my dad said, because my dad's like, shouldn't I be able to do that? I'm the boss. It's like, yeah, you are the boss, but technically, like, you actually work for everybody here because you're in charge of making sure that they're all fucking happy, that they're all fucking paid. And then on the flip side, without your clients, you don't have a business, so technically you work for them too, right? The client says jump, sometimes you say how fucking high, and that's
right.
It, right?
But just pause it 1 second. Do you think Apple, like the theory, do you think Apple works for their customers or the customers, like? Because I bet you if I went to Apple and said, hey, I don't like your MacBook, can you add this? They'd be like, cool, no problem. Rick, you'll buy it, not you.
Yeah.
So in certain capacities,
but again, if a whole
and when Apple said recently to their employees, hey, come back to the office or go find another job, did they come back to the office? So in theory,
a lot of them didn't.
Like a Blockbuster.
But, yes.
But right, but I bet you
Blockbuster.
What do you mean?
Blockbuster, said, "Hey, we're a brick and mortar place."
Oh, that is very different.
I mean,
They didn't listen. They didn't listen to their customers and look at that, their clients.
Right, but they weren't objective to the best, building the best product.
Yeah,
of what
that's
they
fair.
are.
That's fair.
Steve Jobs said.
I still stand by.
Sorry, last thing I want to say on that point. Steve Jobs is the one who said the people don't know what they want. You have to give them what they want.
That's fair.
Okay, yes, sorry, because I know you have
No,
an
no,
itemized
no.
list.
We'll
I
keep
watched
going.
you write that LSAT on the notepad, and now I'm like jumping in. Yes, Apple now has like the market share to do whatever the hell they want, but baked into how they operate as a company, they're so customer centric in their design team. So
for sure,
as much as they've absolutely shot the bed with having one baby size plug for every individual product, they are super customer focused. So
for sure,
I feel like no matter what, you're always going to be at the hands of your customer.
100%.
Like you're stuck.
No, but
I know what you mean. Like
they're innovating for the best interest of the customer.
Yeah.
But like one won't change like their direction. Essentially, they do work.
Yeah, you're not chained to each.
Yeah.
I totally
It's more
understand.
semantics. I'm just being argumentative with Ricky.
Yeah, no.
I think we should fist fight.
No.
We've done that before.
This is another question now. So you said you should do what you like, right? And I agree with that. You should always strive to do what you like. What if you're just not good at it? Like, what if you try your best? Let's say you're the wagon maker. Let's say this guy loves building wagons and he just
Let's
sucks
ask
at it.
William Hung what he thinks.
He's an icon.
He was awful, but everyone knows his name.
Do you know who he is?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
who
okay.
he is, but-
Terrible. Atrocious at what he does. Though could not be worse at what he likes to
So
do.
that's a 1 in a
That
billion,
was so
probably.
niche. That was so niche.
What about, let's use this wagon maker, this hypothetical wagon maker we have.
I think I've talked a lot. Let's direct the question
So
this way.
we
I
built
loved
this.
it.
Well, no, it's just an open-ended question. So we built this wagon. Joe Smith likes building wagons. Not that good at it, but he says, I love building wagons. This is what I want to do. I'm going to build wagons and I'm going to sell them because this is what I love doing. I just, his fucking wagon sucks. Doesn't come with lifetime warranty. The fucking wheels are falling off after the first month. People are pissed off. He's getting bad reviews. Like, then what? What would you say to Joe Smith?
Do better, Joe. Pick it up, Joe.
Joe's trying.
No, but okay.
Joe's trying.
But if the product is faulty. You know what I mean? Like, I know what you're saying, though. I think if you're landing, especially in entrepreneurship, on something that's just not going to stick, all you can do is take that as opportunities to learn. Like, if you're going to let that, there's so many times I've posted things or done things where I'm like, this is it, completely flopped. And you have to just take that in stride and make that part of your learning. And I hate to, like, I don't think there's ever a point where you should give up on things that are important to you, but there's also a level of reality where, like, Joe, you've been making wagons for 3 years. You're in your mom's basement, Joe. Joe, it's time to get the fuck out of your mom's house. Like, you have to sometimes balance your passion and also making sure you're able to have a sustainable life.
But what if Joe's happy? Because again,
that's
like
right.
you need to do like that's the thing that and it probably people who know you are probably like, okay, well, yeah, you work and you know you live a nice life, so like, are you really believing this? But truthfully, I do, and I really like. I've leaned into more as I've gotten older. Do I uphold it every day? No, but I really think you have to do what you love doing. If you're gonna pursue something and you're gonna do it to break off on your own, not work for someone, say I'm not gonna do that because I don't love it. Like, you want to do your own thing. You want to build wagons. You have to be like, if it's what you're obsessed with, you love it, you can keep doing it, because at the end of the day, you're doing it because you love it, and it doesn't matter if you don't get the gratification, the external reward, the signals from the market that tell you you're great. Because if you know you enjoy it, and if even better, if you're good at it, you shouldn't need that external validation to tell you that you're good. Sure, if you're really good, you should probably capitalize on it and make money. Not should, but you could. But at the end of the day, if you enjoy, again, even say like making whatever. People who make those like miniature train displays, whatever, they already spend hours doing it. They probably don't make much money doing it, but they love doing it, right? So
you have to, I 100% agree. You have to do what makes you happy, but if you're making the decision that's your full-time job, you need to be planned out, or else like you're setting yourself up for failure, and then you also don't want to end up resenting your passion because it didn't give you what you thought it was going to give you.
So,
you know?
and I agree with that. So I the reason why I asked this, I have a friend of a friend, and he's a musician, right? He's been trying this for possibly like almost 20 years now, right? And just never made it, but he's still living the dream, and he's, you know, living in the van sometimes, and he comes from a family that has potential to have a lot of money, right? So he could quit this dream of his and go and work this normal job, potentially take it over, potentially, you know, be a millionaire, but that's not what he wants. You know, he loves music, and this is his bread and butter. This is what he loves, and I think he's great, but just, you know, the rest of the world doesn't believe that he's as great as, you know, the people around him. So I respect it to the max, because I'm the type of guy that you take enough shots. If you are good and you believe you're good, then you can do it. So sometimes he sleeps in a van. He's a big guy too, like really big guy. So I know it's not comfortable at times, but he doesn't care, because he lives his dream day in and day out. Now again, to pay bills, you got to pick up random shit jobs that he doesn't enjoy doing. And he's like, yeah, I fucking hate doing that. But again, you got to pay the bills. So
it's all about what makes, like, it's so individual. Like I'm saying things where in my mind, what my approach would be, but this person is far more brave than I'll ever be. Yeah. I would never have.
I respect it, because I couldn't do that either. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I'm an absolute coward. I would never be able to do that.
I can't live in a van eating like microwave dinners like.
We did that.
Not for 10 years, bro.
Well, we did it for 2 months.
We did it for 2 months, and then when we had enough, we were like, all right, fuck this.
Well, to relentlessly follow your passion.
We were living in an RV, not a van.
Oh, you're fine. That's luxury. Yeah. People do that on purpose.
We were eating Salisbury steak Michelinas for $1 every day for like.
I respect people that like live their dream to the fullest, regardless of the financial outcomes.
100%. You have
I could not do it. No.
I also couldn't, but everyone's path. This is such a corny statement I'm about to make, but like, your path is yours because it's yours. If you were going to look back at your life and regret not giving it everything you have until you're old and gray, then you need to go all in if that's what's going to fulfill you. Like, I have so much respect for people who do that. They should. Where is he? Get him out of the van. Bring him right here. I want to hear from him.
He's down in the States.
Well, that's interesting too.
He's down in San Diego.
I'm just thinking about this right now, because that person he's talking about, who's playing music, living his best life, doing all these things. He's doing that, but he's probably not. I'm guessing not making that much money playing.
Makes like nothing.
Right. So he probably has to pick up jobs that he probably doesn't like to be able to keep doing his passion. So again, that kind of brings it around to say that if he's happy doing that, he's doing his job to be able to have that time as well. So that kind of spins it the other.
He's flipped the 9 to 5.
Like he just works. He works to be able to continue to do his hobby, just because he loves his hobby.
He works his weekends so he could do his hobby 9 to 5, Monday to Friday.
You just need to find a place that brings you passion, and it is so okay if that is not a 9 to 5. In fact, 100%. I encourage it not to be your 9 to 5. Like, It all comes back to the TikTok. What can I say?
I have a question.
Wait, before fuck you, go ahead.
Would you rather work a job you love with people you hate, or work a job that you hate with people you love?
Oh, I need people I love. Like, honestly, I love recruiting genuinely, but my team, I've never worked on a better team in my life. Like, we're genuine friends. Like, I absolutely adore them as people, and they're so brilliant. Like, I've learned more in this role than I think I've ever learned at any other point in my career. So I'd rather have the worst job in the world with great people.
Very cool.
How about you guys? Wait, now I need to know.
Bang on. I say the same. I hate cleaning toilets. I would fucking clean toilets day in, day out if I'm with my boys every day.
I can hire you then because you can work with me.
You got a job.
Because you're in the office, bro. You ain't cleaning toilets with me.
I'll supervise. I'm really good at delegating, so I'll
I've
come
heard.
watch
That's
you
right.
clean
For me,
toilets.
I agree. Like at my business now, I used to work with machines. Machines there's no attitudes, there's no personalities, there's no nothing there.
No
and
egos.
There's no egos, there's no nothing. Now my job primarily I work with people. And again, I like my job, but there's days where I was just like, sometimes I feel like I'm so stupid because of what happens around me. I'm like, you know what? I must be stupid too then, because there's just too much stupidity today. And then there's other days where it's like, this drives me nuts. But and then again, we worked on a road trip. We got to work with our best friends with a startup, and that was one of the most fun experiences I've had in my life. Yeah, is it days where it's tough and you're fighting and you're grinding it out to get people to download your app? Yeah, it sucked. But again, you're working with your best friends. Like, what more could you ask? Mind you, I'm also the type of person where it's like friendships and people matter more to me than anything in the world. So.
100%. I bet you every person you speak to is going to have a different answer for that too.
Yeah.
100%.
You same thing, I'm assuming?
I think so. See, I think so. Like, I'd probably say that people with a job that I hate, but also like, as much as I consider myself pretty extrovert, I consider myself more introvert than extrovert slightly. So like when I'm at work, the work I do the best when I close my door and just sit by myself and work, and like I like my own space. So I mean, if somebody said like you could work by yourself and I don't know, like do one of the things that you love the most, I don't know. It'd be hard because then again, I could have like friends outside of work and I just work by myself all day, right? That's kind of a loophole about it. But like if someone's, like I think I'd.
No, I
don't know. I'm also a pretty irritable person, so I think if there were people I hate, I would.
May I ask
unless I.
Sorry, I cut
No,
you off.
don't ask.
A sign.
No, I'm kidding.
I do want to know your sign. Yeah,
Taurus.
tell me.
Taurus.
Oh, really?
You're
Yes.
such a fucking Taurus.
You don't give me Taurus vibes.
What is it?
Yes or no?
Why is that?
Tauruses are not okay. I'm saying this with so much love. If you're irritable and like unhinged vibes, that's so not Taurus.
Really?
Yeah, Tauruses are very like calm, cool, and collected.
Aren't they stubborn? That's all I know.
Yeah, they're
stubborn, hard-headed.
but they're like they're earth signs. They're very,
chill.
They're
All right,
level.
cool. I'm chill.
Well, if that
I
makes
can
you
ask
sleep,
these two people have spent a lot of time with me in the last couple years. I'm not chill.
You're the
Am
only
I
credible
chill?
source.
He's
I
not
don't think
chill.
so.
He's not chill.
I'm very like high strung, like OCD.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah.
I already know. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
it.
Yeah, bro, you're definitely not a Taurus.
I'm ready for the guys to scrap during this episode.
Oh no,
No. Me and Ricky haven't fist fought since Cancun second year.
No, the boxing match.
Yeah, but that was in the ring, and I fucked you up. So
I fucked you up in Cancun.
we're 1 for 1. We
We're
might have done
1 for
another one. Anyways, no, yeah, I'm
I'm
not
not in the same
chill,
weight
not
class
chill.
anymore.
I'm very and
I was just curious.
I had to take a shot. Sorry, yeah, no.
I had my question from before.
Circling back.
Yeah, circling
Yep,
back.
Circling back. Yep.
'Cause I got one more. You mentioned how much you love recruiting. Like, tell me exactly why. Like, is it the fact you get to talk to people all day? Because again, George did recruiting. I helped out a little bit, and I do recruiting on my business a little bit, and I fucking hate it.
Really?
I despise it.
What don't you like about it?
The fact that, like, respectfully, in interviews, some people are full of shit. I
Yeah.
found that my best employees were my worst interviews.
Oh, really?
My best employees were my worst interviews. It's just I either knew them outside of work, outside of the interview. I knew I had I had a good reference. They had really good references, or I knew the people, the jobs they came from before. Some of our best employees were just terrible interviews. And I joke about this all the time with one of my managers. I was like, if you were in this interview that I had with this other guy, you would have been so mad if I hired him. But I hired him because I knew his old boss. And his old boss gave him like the best recommendation in the world. But like the interview was the worst interview I've ever sat through in my entire life.
Interesting.
It's like the guy almost didn't want me to hire him. That's how bad the interview was. And he was like
And
one
yet
of our
you did. You
he was one of our
persevered.
best employees. Like no longer with us anymore because couldn't afford to keep him. But yeah, he was one of our best. So I truly hate recruiting.
Amazing.
And so actually, wait, on the flip side, of
I
that,
hate everything that you are.
on the
that
flip
you
side,
do.
contact
some
was
of
damning.
the worst people we've hired were some of my best interviews.
Okay.
because they just fucking they're sweet talkers.
They
They know
jerk
what they're
you
doing.
But
off.
that's why you don't interview, you converse. Like anyone who's
Yeah.
had an actual, it's not about, because I could ask you what makes you a special candidate. It's like a date. When you look at a man on a date and you're like, why are you the man? And he's like, let me talk to you. Here's my social security number. Here's my credit score. He's going to tell you all the good stuff. 6 months later, he has 3 kids you didn't know about and he's married. It's like everyone's going to.
Talking from experience, eh?
You can check that one out on TikTok. Just kidding. No, but you can blow smoke up someone's ass
Yeah.
for eons. Like it's all about having conversations about the work they do. I will say, yeah, people, you can get so good at bullshitting interviews. Like
Yeah.
it really is just memorizing a series of interview answer
Generic
structures.
ass- yeah.
Exactly. But I think good recruiters, the difference is that it's an actual conversation. And I think that's what I love about it. Like there's nothing more fulfilling to me. I actually just was speaking to one of the senior product managers I hired last year. And she was like, you connected me to a career changing job. She's like, it has changed the trajectory of my career. I'm like, that is so fulfilling to know that I was your first point of contact. Like I sold you on the company. I was able to get you compensation that you deserve because you're kick ass and you're now at a job that you absolutely adore. Like that is so fulfilling to me.
So let me ask you, how'd you know this person was kick-ass?
A kick-ass interview, because they're not fluffy. Like for the most part, I just ask people to talk to me about things they do at work that they're so excited about. And usually people who don't love their jobs have nothing to say, or they're like, oh, I did this.
What
And
if
it's
they're like an introvert or a quiet person?
but that's where you probe. Like it's my job to make a space that's safe and also ask questions and know what I'm talking about. Like if you were to put me in an interview, for example, in either of your industries, it would take me a long time to figure out what to ask. But like tech, talk to me about what programming languages you're using. You know, do you prefer this or over that? Like, let's talk about the technicalities of your job. And you can learn so much about how someone works and what they love. Like, if you know what you're talking about, it is such a fulfilling conversation. Yeah, I love,
that's fair.
love it.
So it's like the idea that you get to converse and just have conversations. You're a people person.
Yeah,
That's
but I am a bit of an introvert. So
Yeah.
it is like at the end of the workday, I'm like, all right, nobody talk to me. But during the day, I absolutely love it. It's the best.
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that for me, like the thing that, and you can correct if I'm wrong on this, but like you said conversation, but the other thing too that I've found, and this podcast actually I think is a lot of credit for my ability to like interview people now, is that like conversing is a big part of it, I think, but I've also found that, again, people can blow smoke up your ass. So I think asking questions that are not like maybe necessarily leading questions, but are ones that might like, if you structure it well enough and you know a couple questions that might contradict each other, that you ask a question here and the person says this, and you're like, okay, let me ask how they would rationalize or handle this problem. But you're like, they can't. These things are mutually exclusive, so they would have to say kind of a similar thing.
So I don't do that because I feel like it's sneaky. Because you also
Okay.
have to remember, like, think of the experience if you were having an interview and it's a job you really care about. You're terrified.
You're nervous. You're shitting your
nervous.
pants.
And
Yeah,
also
absolutely.
think about like the landscape of tech, right? Like most companies, 8 times out of 10, the person who's interviewing you is a white man. So if you're a young woman of color, you already have heightened anxieties about the conversation you're having.
You think
so
that they're like typecasting you, and they're not giving you fair shake.
always,
or whatever,
and it's
yeah.
even just to like, even when I interview in roles and I see people who look like me on the panel, that genuinely changes how I look at that company. I'm like, I fit in here. Like I see me here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's so many different things that can contribute to someone having not the most consistent answers. So I try to avoid those.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not by no means doing like, oh, gotcha, like you're a terrible candidate, because I
Oh,
actually
now I'm on edge, dude.
No, like I think that I do like. One thing I also believe is you need to give people in any situation the benefit of the doubt. Like I'm also meeting someone for the first time. I don't know shit about this person. They could be having a panic attack on the inside.
Yeah.
They could be a liar that's just good at lying. They have a stone face, whatever. Tell them what I'm going to hear. So I also like. There's also, I think, again, like if you ask someone and someone contradicts. If you ask something and they contradict themselves, I don't think it's fair to say, oh, liar. Like I knew I was going to get them.
Yeah.
I think it's asking like such a wide range of things to see how people. I guess to see how people, like how their brain works, I think is the most important. Like what kind of person they are from like an empathy perspective, and what kind of person they are from like a, whether they're good team working or not team working, more introvert, more extrovert. But again, like there's a lot of, I think, ways. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Like this is your job. I'm just saying.
No,
like,
I'm learning
but this
a
is
lot.
This is what I've found at least.
I'm actually really happy we're talking about this. I had no idea.
No, but I at least listen. Like I said earlier, like I was terrible at interviewing people. I did it a lot because I had to. I hated it, was bad at it, and I thought I was really good. I was very delusional, like very not self-aware. I was like, this person's gonna be great. This whole thing makes $1 million. Let's hire them. They're gonna come in.
It's trial and error though, too,
Right.
right? Like you don't know till you know.
For
like,
sure.
And that's with anything. My first, oh my God, I remember I should have gotten fired for this shit, to be honest with you. My first interview I ever booked when I was at BMO, I had 2 candidates with the same last name. I sent them both to each other's interviews. And I remember the hiring manager called me and was like, this guy sucked, dude. Like he couldn't code, didn't know what JavaScript was. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh. Yeah, wrong guy. He's an English major, hun. So sorry about that. Like, you're going to make mistakes.
That's great.
It was bad. I don't know how I walked away from that one.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Well, I'm still a credible source, I would say. If anyone's wondering.
Yeah, but I think the best way is just like put them in the role and see what happens. Like that's, again, I hire a lot of like, I don't want to. I'm in the construction industry, so like for us, there's very limited available people.
Yeah.
And we have a massive shortage. But for me, it's like, yeah, I'll try you. Let's hire you. Let's see what you do. If you're great, good, we'll keep you. If you're not, then no problem. We'll tell you straight up, hey, you weren't fit for the job, and we'll move on, right? And it's like it's different in like office jobs or stuff like that where you're hiring
like technical tests. Yeah.
Yeah. This is just like, hey, you know what? You called me. You know what? Hey, you're 25. You're looking for a job in construction. You've got 1 year experience. Fuck it. Okay, let's get you signed up. For us, the training process is like, it's not a big cost. It's not like we have to jump through hoops to get these guys signed up. It's like, hey, it's going to cost us a few $100. Let's put you to work. If this guy doesn't like you, okay, let's move you to this guy. If this guy doesn't, or this girl, whatever, I'm not sexist. This girl doesn't like you, then you know what? Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you, right?
Yeah.
But usually we give people 2 or 3 chances, and fuck, let's see what happens.
Yeah, and it's so niche. Like I'm not gonna lie. There's been people I've hired who have not performed, and it's the same thing where it's like you're in this interview and you're like, this person's fantastic, but actually they're just a really good interviewer. So it's by no means foolproof, but I think the safest bet is just really knowing the industry you're talking about and eventually picking up, like you said, the holes and stuff they're saying. The little things. But it's crushing. There's nothing worse than hearing someone you hired is not performing because you're like,
George, let me ask you, what's the part you love the most about your job? Since we talked about recruiting, she loves recruiting. What do you love most about your job?
About what I do?
Yeah.
Is that I get to do whatever I want, like when I want, in theory. But that's that's also again because I'm also self-aware enough to know that I was born on third base and I was given opportunities that most people wouldn't in my position.
I love self-awareness.
I'm not. I didn't do it.
100%.
I won the sperm lottery. I'm not shy. I'd like to admit it. Do I think that I've contributed an immense amount to the team and got us where we are today? Sure. Do I have a long way to go to fill the shoes that I walked into? Yeah, absolutely. But that's again what I like. I genuinely, when I said I grew up like cleaning, like Rick makes a point. Like, would I want to go clean a toilet right now? No. But what could I do it? Yes. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that we have we're in the cleaning business, and typically people need cleaning at all times. We do commercial cleaning. We've been through like recessions after recessions, pandemics after pandemics, and like, knock on wood, still around. And I like it because it's a steady business that gets not making margins like tech and all that kind of stuff, and it's not necessarily the sexiest work, but we get to hang out with a lot of people. We get to provide jobs to like new immigrants, and a lot of people that have worked with us for a long time have done very, very well and provided for their families. So like all of that stuff I love, and I guess the human aspect of it, or the people aspect, but also because being able to do this allows then we've built a pretty good business that I can now look and say, okay, do I want to launch a tech startup? Do I want to go and invest in this company? Do I want to go and travel and look at a new market and maybe expand to this territory? Like, I'm in the position where I get to do those things. I would not be able to do that and probably any other company unless I started my own company.
So George, let me ask you, what's your official title? I don't even know. GM?
Vice president.
Okay. Would you be vice president at a different cleaning company?
Would I go if I didn't have?
Let's say
vice president. I'm a partner, so vice president.
Okay. No, not partner. Partner doesn't count.
Just title.
Yeah. Let's say, would you, exactly. No. Like that's, and I agree with you for sure. I'm the same boat as him. Family business, yada yada.
But
my answer. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the thing is like I've talked about this, like this. I just love everything about business. It could be again selling wagons. It could be a recruiting company. I just like the process and what goes into building a business and finding the best, how to be better at something than someone else, or build the best thing, the best knickknack, and finding a way to market it and get it to people's hands, and then keep iterating on that product and saying, hey, this is what we do and we're the best at it for X, Y, and Z reasons. So like, would I be vice president of the cleaning company? No. Would I be a partner at any other business in the world? Yes.
Yeah, you also want to be like a boss or an owner, right? That's
not
in your
the boss.
mentality.
I think the boss is a bad term.
You know what I mean.
But we can go down that path. But I had something else I wanted to. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. I wanted to add something before we were talking about. What were we talking about before?
I don't know, but
before you asked me,
what you liked about your job?
Yeah.
I don't think about that.
I don't
with what he said is being able to kind of do whatever you want whenever you want. I think that is such a crucial thing, and even why I love my job is because if I find a way to save money or make money, I just go and do it. I don't need to ask questions. There's no red tape I need to go through. Like, we bought a bunch of machines. It's kind of irrelevant, but we're making this deal. We're getting this deal done, right? and the sales guy's like, hey, if you do this, I can do that. It's like, sure, no problem, let's do it. It's not like I need to go to the procurement team to say, hey, I need to do this because this is a great deal. This is going to really benefit our business because it takes away our competitors from being able to do this. We have all the market share of this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I can just do it. Or else it's like, go to the procurement team. Procurement team needs to get approval from the partners, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I skip that whole process. You know, sometimes I literally go downstairs, hey, dad, uncle, this is a great opportunity. Let's do this right now. Perfect. Let's do it. Go. Done.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can tell me I'm wrong. You do love your job, not because it's in construction, because you're in a position to be a deal maker. And the reason I can say that is because in all our fantasy leagues, the one thing you love most is making deals with everybody.
Yeah, it's not
you
just
love
about
like
deals.
but you like
But it's the autonomy too over your work.
Yeah,
Like, you
it's
get
the-
to own it end to end.
Yeah,
For
exactly. It's not even just about deals, just in general, being able to like find ways to, again, make money, save money, deals. But then knowing that like I can just do things whenever I want on the fly, like it's not like I need to run it by anybody. It's like, hey, I can do this because this is the right decision for the business. You know, like I've gotten rid of people that worked at our business for 25 years because it was the right decision for the business moving forward. And it's something that like my dad and my uncle would have never have done, right? And it's like they built this fucking empire, right? Like they've been doing this for 45 years now. And it's like, hey guys, like sorry, this needs to get done. Like I'm sorry I'm doing this, right? But I think that's good. Yeah, but I do love doing deals. So fuck, you guys know.
Okay, wait, I have a question for you guys then.
Sure.
Pretending no family business. What would your dream job have been as a child?
Dream job
Yeah.
or what would I be
Construction
doing?
Okay.
Yeah, I can answer this now. Construction worker.
Dream job, like
Construction
you
worker.
as a child. You were
I
this
thought
like-
I was gonna grow up to be like
Bob the
I want-
Builder.
Yeah, when I was 2 years old, I
Iconic.
had a little Lego helmet when they were building. Like we moved out to like when Mississauga was like truly farmland, and the bulldozer in the backyard. And I used to love like big machines, so they would like bring me on, and I would tell my parents I like want to be a construction worker.
That's so cute.
So I would just like have toy hammers and nails and
I'm
go
working
and like.
with you, Tom. That's
You're
it.
hired.
No, I thought that's what I wanted to be.
That's so
Yeah.
cute. Okay,
Yeah.
how about you?
To be honest, I've wanted to be a hockey player. Obviously, that didn't work. Then my next thing is I wanted to be a firefighter because I don't smoke, so I thought that was a great idea.
I see the connection.
Clean
Yeah.
lungs, yeah. But my
Bro.
dream job, even
One job. This is your third
yeah.
one you're on.
My third one is VP marketing for MLSE.
Okay,
That is a very specific one.
very niche. I like that. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Well, when I was
Go ahead. I was
I
gonna
was
ask.
gonna say when I was at my crossroads, like maybe 8 years ago now, 2014. I was in kind of sales and marketing. I got let go. I was actually like kind of thinking, do I go work for my family business and like blah blah, or do I go and try and chase my dream job, which was senior vice president of marketing at MLSE?
Not CMO. Like you really limit yourself, eh?
No, I didn't want to be.
It was
smart.
specific.
Yeah,
Just SVP.
Done.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So
Humble.
yeah, I didn't want to sit on the board. I didn't. I didn't. I
And that
wanted
was
to-
an option for him.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, they were talking about it.
Board on LSE CMO
No.
SVP.
Yeah, that's fine. And I thought about it, I'm like, I could go and get a job at MLC, you know, start at the bottom, get your entry level job in sales, and then squeeze my way into the
SVP
market.
by November, yeah.
No, but I'm like, if I'm fucking lucky, and I work my ass off, and I do work hard, and I believe I'm good at sales and I'm good at marketing, but if I work my ass off, if I'm like 45, if I'm lucky, I'll have my dream job. If I'm lucky. I thought about that. I'm like, I was 24. I'm like, if I work my ass off by 35, I'll kind of have my dream life. And I'm probably on route there right now. Like I'm 31 and I'm fucking insanely happy with my life. So again, could I have been yeah, I could have, and my life could have been fucking even more, but again, not a risk I was willing to take.
Whatever's meant for you is not passing you.
Yeah.
Like, you're on the path you're
my
supposed to
life
be
is
on.
fucking great right now. So I'm fucking.
What's your dream job?
When I was a kid, I was convinced I was going to be a lawyer, but I didn't know I was stupid. To be
You know
honest.
what's funny? I've always been argumentative, so everyone's like, you should be a lawyer. But I thought lawyers just argue. You didn't have to read a lot. Like
Yeah.
I like reading, but like not
Like a gut
reading,
reading
feeling.
for fun?
I read for fun.
Yeah.
Like that's one of my passions. If I had to read for a living, I'd want to.
Also, I'd cry if a grown man looked at me and was like, "Incorrect, Your Honor," sobbing on the spot. I'd be like, "What are you talking about?" I'd be crying.
What do you, my client's innocent.
First of all, yeah,
He's not guilty.
it's fine. I would not. I was convinced I was going to be a lawyer, but my first major in university was theater because that was a natural transition to be like, I should be in acting.
Yeah.
And then also I was like, art, not for me. And then I had to dip out of that. And then here we are.
Recruiting.
Yeah, naturally.
Was that your first job at university?
Yeah, so
I
my
was
first
just gonna
job was
ask
in
that
I
same
was in
thing.
campus recruiting at BMO, which is like student early career co-op.
Yeah.
So I started there actually before I graduated from university. So I did that full time, wrapped up my degree part time, and I was just like head over heels. By week 2, I was like, I'm supposed to be doing this. Like
Wow.
I was so in love with careers, and then I just haven't left. And my boss is always asking, he's like, "What's next? Where are you gonna go?" And I'm like, I genuinely could recruit forever. Like I think this is the most fun job on the planet. Yeah.
I was gonna say, maybe that's what I was alluding to earlier. After like doing it more and more, and we had our startup, like I had nobody to rely on to be like, hey, director of HR, go do this, like interview them. I had to do it from like the ground up, like taking the calls out. I'm like, oh, this person, I want to pull my teeth out, and like just all of them over and over. And I genuinely really do like it, and it's gotten me now that we shut our startup down and back in the family business. Like HR is one of the domains now that I kind of look after. I don't love everything about that side, but the
Yeah.
recruiting side I really do like, is like sitting down with people and like just talking to them and saying like, what is this person about? And sorry, that's another point I wanted to make that I forgot about, is when we talked about like, asking people things to kind of show you who they really are. I've honestly found that I like people who are not like me. So if I'm meeting with somebody and I find that like, I'm like, oh, this person's kind of like a little bit weird, like a little different, like there's something quirky about them. Those are the people that I typically have liked the best and have worked out the best. I mean, you're someone, you probably know that I'm thinking of, like, not that person was a superstar at what they did that we hired, very green and junior, but was extremely awkward, but would make the most effort not to be awkward.
That's also who you learn from too. Like people, there's no one better you can learn from than people who are so different to you. Like
Right.
that's so important.
And that's, I think, one of the things too that like,
But on the flip side, we also love.
yeah. But he's
he
more
was-
like you, like he's more
he was
that
more like us,
young.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a
no,
good
he's
mix,
good.
but that's the other thing too, is just on the topic of like, building teams and companies and finding the right people. I do really think it is important to have a diverse set of people, because not only do you want diversity in like you don't want just a pure diverse. You want to have a diverse school of thought. You don't want people just to agree with you. You want people to think, and
Yeah.
like you also want to gain things from them that you otherwise would never have thought of, because they look at problems differently, they find solutions differently, and I think that it really is important to have like an eclectic mix of people. I guess obviously people who are talented and qualified for the job, but
Yeah.
that come from all walks of life, that are introverts, extroverts, whatever, mix of both. And anyways, that's something that I've kind of learned over the years, and I think that's
I
kinda
agree. One
important.
thing I always say too in interviews is you should hire people that look like your customers. Like
Oh,
not
interesting.
physically, but I mean like if
Yeah, well,
the-
that's a good one,
If
yeah.
your company doesn't accurately reflect, obviously you're not discriminating like at all. I just mean if your employees can't fundamentally have empathy for your customers through like similar walks of life or similar experiences or similar sets of values, you're doing your customers such a disservice. Like
Yeah.
it's so important for that
Never
to
thought
be a
about that.
I
connection.
never thought about that either.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I don't think much, but when I do, oh,
No,
man.
that is actually really cool. Like, yeah, that I didn't think about that. It makes a lot of sense. I'm just having
That was the first
flashbacks,
time I've
yeah.
heard that sentence regarding something I've said in a long time. So thank you.
Listen, I might sound like I don't make a lot of sense. All the stuff I'm saying just comes to me on the fly, and I just say it, and I hope it works. If
Oh,
people
I memorized
question
the
me-
whole script. You
'cause if people
didn't?
question me, then I'm
You
like,
didn't get
shit,
it?
I gotta believe in this thing. No.
If you weren't a recruiter, what would you do right now?
In this moment, like right now, honestly, I would do content full time. If in like a perfect world, I definitely still want to recruit, but I would want that to be more aligned to like the career coaching and helping people find roles versus recruiting for like a corporation specifically. So I think today it would be doing content full time because I absolutely love it. But if not that, I definitely would land in like recruitment marketing, like something very adjacent to the recruitment space.
Excuse me. You know what's interesting is that
Tell us.
is that we and Ricky have had this conversation quite a few times on here, because Ricky, I don't know if you know, he's a big TikTok personality.
I know, I creeped him before I
right.
came.
So we've had this kind of like debate about like, doing things that make you, on the topic of doing things that make you happy and all these things. I've always had this kind of like maybe a qualm with social media, and that, especially with TikTok, kind of like how Vine was back in the day, let's say, is that, it's easy to go viral, which is great. And people can do it for whatever they love. And if they do it for something they love, that's terrific. But I get the feeling when you see people, you can kind of tell the ones that have made it, and it's something they didn't really think they would make it with, and then they become that thing.
I
You know what I
you
mean?
Like you pigeonhole yourself.
You're
it's
like-
do you know that girl on your For You, maybe not on your For You page, the girl who puts her foundation in a stick and then puts it all over her face and then rubs it in with her hands?
No.
Fuck, I wish I didn't bring her up, man.
Do you know her?
Anyone? Meredith. But now every time that poor bitch wants to test out a foundation, she dips a stick in it. You don't want to do that. I know you don't want to do that. But every time, because that's what made her go viral, and now that's her thing.
But see, and
you're stuck.
And that's the thing too. And then we've talked about, like, I've asked them, like, do you think these people like are happy? And you had this debate of, well, they're getting paid a lot, so they're probably okay with that. But I was like, but are they happy? Like, if they weren't getting paid, would they keep making those videos? But what I'm getting at is, there's probably a few people, but you're probably one of the few that that are here that genuinely like loves recruiting and you said making content regarding like recruiting, all that stuff. So that's interesting, because I guess what I'm saying is you're an anomaly. Like, I feel like everyone who becomes these personas are stuck in these things that they're like, I really wish I could make this other kind of video, but it'll get no likes.
So taking this question and putting it this way, do you feel that way about your content? Do you feel pigeonholed?
Oh, for sure. But I don't mind. Like, I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Again, when I started making content outside of like the app, because I only really used it to, I was like, hey, the more followers I have, the more downloads I can get, right? And I was like, this is working, right?
Yeah.
And I was selling myself. I was 100%. Now that we don't have the app, I still do it, because it's a nice little side business. It pays very well. And then two, it's like, I like meeting new people. So you know what I mean? Like, the more videos I make, the more people I can potentially connect with, the more people I can potentially meet. And you make, again, a lot of my stories are made up, right? They're just like jokes or like situations that never really happened. But again, people relate to them. People find them funny. People laugh. Like, I don't really have many haters. Like, I'm sure I do in the background, but whatever. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
But like 95% of my comments are positive. So it's like, it's just fun. Yeah. Again, there's sometimes I got to make a campaign I got to do a laxative fucking campaign. Yeah. That's not fun.
Did you do a laxative campaign?
Yeah, I did a laxative one. You'll see it. They're pushing it on Instagram pretty hard.
Are they?
Yeah. They're pushing it. Smooth flowing though. They don't need to push it that hard.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, fellas.
Yeah,
It's been real. Bye.
So that one's obviously not fun to make, but then again, like, you
Yeah.
get a fucking big deposit in your bank account.
Oh,
I'm
it's the best.
okay, well that's all right.
I will say though,
My 2 bachelor parties are paid for, like, for one stupid video or like 3 stupid videos.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I will say though, shout out to the companies that I got into I don't want to say an altercation, because it definitely wasn't, but like, I had to turn down a company today that I really, really wanted to work with, because they were so like beyond lowballing, because they're a big name, and I won't drop the name because I swear to God I will work with you one day. But it's insane how much people will lowball, because they're like, oh, we're a big brand, and it's like, yeah, well, so am I. So
it's so funny you mention that. So I wanted to get a suit for this horse race we just went to. So I DM them on Instagram, right? I was like, hey guys, love your stuff. I want to get a suit. Are you interested in the collab?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna pass on your thing to the people, blah blah. Nothing happened. No big deal. I went to the store, tried it on. Suit, didn't love the suit, so I didn't buy it. Went to like the cheap store next door, bought the suit, posted in it. Like, I look good in this fucking suit, and it's $100 suit, $120 suit. Doesn't the brand email me back? Hey, just saw your picture. Love to work with you. Blah blah. I was like, well, now it's too late. Now I'm not interested.
I already have a suit. I'm
No, I
good.
already have a
And I
fucking
didn't even
suit.
like your suit.
And I would have done it for free. I would have done it for free.
should never do it
I would have
for
paid
free.
for the fucking suit. Just give me a discount.
No, never do that. Never do that.
No,
Everything
if I
should
like
be
the
paid.
brand. Again, I don't do this as a full-time job, right? I do this for fun.
I know, but yeah, I guess some stuff.
But see, she said if she didn't work in recruiting, she would do this as a full-time job, make content about this stuff. If you didn't have your job at Metric and you had to do a full-time job
Of social media? Oh, I could easily do this. Oh, fuck, I would love to.
Honestly,
so
if you have time-
as a full-time job, you'd be the dating guy on social media.
1,000,000%.
Question. Wait, I
if
wanna
I didn't have
talk
a
about this
full-time
now.
job,
I'm ready.
Are you kidding?
So like,
I work an hour a day and I'd make equally as much money as I make now.
You're efficient. It takes me way longer.
Mine are easy. Mine are just fucking quick little things, right?
Yeah. Wait, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
Let's chit chat regarding your dating content. How many women have you been on dates with that have been like, brother, what the fuck was that you just posted?
I was like, brother.
You know what I mean? Because if I did a creep and I've gone on dates with guys where they'll like see me talking shit about dates and they're like, oh, I'm scared to go out with you. And I'd be like, bet I would be as well. What's happened on your end?
To be honest, I haven't gone on many dates since I've actually kind of got big on
Okay.
TikTok. But the ones I do, like, we all kind of laugh about it, right?
Okay. I was just
They're
curious.
like, do you get curved this many times? Like, you're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I actually don't get curved.
It's, you know
many
that
times.
meme where it's like, when I check his phone and it's dry and it actually makes him less attractive because why don't bitches want him?
Yeah.
Okay. I just was curious as to if
it's
it was
funny.
that
I don't
effect.
get, yeah, most people just laugh about it.
Okay. I was just curious.
I'm sure there's some girls I've tried to go on dates with that are like, I'm not going on dates with you because you're a fucking loser. Like, that's fine. I don't mind. You know, if it's meant to be, it'll be.
Riggy once did get put on blast by some random person
On TikTok?
on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Was it someone you went on a date with?
No, it's a random girl that's actually engaged to a guy I know.
That sounds like a
Which
healthy
she didn't know at the time.
She didn't know at the time, right?
Okay. Okay.
So I made which
The
TikTok?
the dating app? No.
No, it was I made the video about pushing down on the lower stomach. You see the doctor made that
Yeah.
thing? So I copied it, right? I
Yeah.
just said, I'm like, the sound was...
Everyone was doing that though.
Yeah, but I used a good sound. I can't remember why, but it like blew up. Like,
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't mean that to discredit you.
Yeah.
I just mean it's not like you're someone
Yeah.
who was like, guys,
No, it's not like,
let me
yeah.
show
I
you.
didn't do anything special. It's like,
yeah.
I literally took something that was already going viral. I didn't think it was going to blow
And
up.
you did it for the first time in that video.
Yeah, and it got like, I don't know, 7, I don't even know what it's at now, 6, 7, 8 million. So some girl from Toronto, or from Vaughan actually, like puts me on blast on her on her story. She's private. So one of my, like a female friend messaged me. She's like, do you know this girl? I was like, no. She's like, she put you on blast on her thing. She sends it to me, and I'm just like,
it's like
What'd she say?
six stories.
it's like literally a minute and a half.
But saying what though?
And she's just like, look, if you're from Toronto, you've probably seen this guy on your TikTok. He's talking about this. Like, first off, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. That doesn't make you whatever.
He probably knows nothing about the female anatomy.
Secondly, he knows nothing about the female anatomy. Thirdly, oh, by the way, sorry that the back of my place is a mess. Like, and my hair is all disheveled. I just got ready today. Like,
yeah, I didn't have time, but I had to say this, so I had to.
But I did have time to talk about
But yeah,
this.
and it's so funny. And
What?
She goes on for like another
it's
bit,
at least like a minute
more,
and a
like
half,
talking
yeah.
about how he's probably.
And she's engaged.
Oh. And she goes, he probably knows nothing about the female anatomy. He's probably a guy who's from Woodbridge, who lives in his mom's basement. He's probably 5'4".
5'5", lives in his mom's basement in Woodbridge. I was
Oh
literally, I'm
my
like,
God.
I know your husband or your future husband. He literally lived in his mom's basement until he was 30. Like,
In Woodbridge?
Woodbridge. And, like,
Screaming.
I know
Screaming.
this.
Screaming.
And then the best part is like a couple stories later. Wait, the best part is like a couple hours later, she responds, she goes, oh, for the girls who actually know him, sorry that he's 5'10" or something. I was like,
Shut
This
up.
girl's clearly projecting
I
her.
fucking died.
I would take that as a compliment.
Listen,
I
I
love
hate Ricky's stories. Or Ricky's it's the TikToks. Some of them are funny,
well, they're
but I
not
hate
for
most
you.
of them.
There's
Yeah,
a,
I know,
there's a
no.
market for what he
No,
does.
no, absolutely.
And they're
Listen,
36
if you're
and
gonna
they're
get,
waiting, goddamn. No, they're just waiting.
if he's
you know?
gonna make money, I'm happy for my friend.
yeah.
But one thing I hate more than his TikToks is miserable people like that go like. It's different if I make fun of, like, me and my buddies make jokes
boys.
about
Your
Rick all the
friends,
time.
yeah.
To go out of your way to make fun of someone you've never met. And I can say this about
fun.
Ricky. Rick's a lot of things. The one thing that, like, he is one of the nicest, most selfless human beings I've ever met. So when I saw this, I'm like, I was mad. I was gonna
Yeah.
put her on blast for putting him on blast.
That's wild.
Oh my God, I was so mad.
And the best part is she says something she like hates on other women. She goes, look, it's got 8 million views. All these
have some
thirsty ass
have some
bitches like have some
self-respect.
fucking self-respect for
Oh
you.
my God.
This guy's not good. You don't even want him to, like something like that. So I literally almost posted on my story as like to like laugh. I'm like close friends or something. But I'm like, I can't because then these girls will go off on this girl because
No,
like
yeah, you don't wanna do
girls
that.
shouldn't hate on girls. Like if it's a guy hating on me, it's a different story. A guy's gonna be like, look at this fucking loser. Like, cool, yeah, it's a joke. I
Yeah,
don't
but it's
care.
also not for you.
Yeah,
you know
exactly,
what I mean?
right?
Like,
So when this girl did it, I almost put her on blast, and I was like, oh, I can't do it. But I said this to all the boys, and we had a good laugh.
it's
about it.
so hard though not to clap back when people say shit.
I was ready, like-
there's been a few times where I've looked at comments.
I do sometimes.
You know what? And you know what? Today I am.
Yeah, but some days they get
We'd
you.
have to go
I know.
bleep our part of Ricky out, but I think we're all good now.
No, but some
we're even.
No, but sometimes like you see this comment, I'm like, I had a bad day, and really, you're gonna come at
Like
me
today.
Like,
also,
really?
so this one guy who incessantly comments on everything is like, oh my God, who told you were attractive? And I zoomed in on
It's like,
that icon.
bitch, you fucking commented on my last 80 fucking videos.
Girl.
You told me I was attractive. 79 videos to 2 videos ago. Now I'm not.
why
fuck
are
outta
you
here.
why are you my number one fan? And also when we zoom in on your icon photo, girl, it's a before picture. That's a before picture. You're not commenting anything. People are everyone needs a hug. Just be nice.
I
Why
find
are
it
you-
funny.
who has energy? Like if you're that miserable, genuinely I feel for you. Go get a
The
hug.
best of the people with the fake accounts.
Oh, the one follower, and they're like, you ugly bitch.
Yeah, I was like,
okay.
I
all
can't even
right.
respond to this. Like your picture, you haven't even changed your profile, your icon yet. Like I have
You
nothing
just
to
logged
say.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I stay off social media. I can't let people get.
No,
Scared
but
me
for
now.
overall, like that's like the once a fucking blue moon. Most of the time, like I have fun with it.
It depends on my topic. When I'm speaking about like careers and professional things, genuinely the most fantastic comments. The second I talk about dating and having standards, immediately attacked by men. Immediately.
Really?
Yeah. Because I think it's a little bit different, like from a man versus a woman's perspective. But I think when men hear a standard that they can't meet, immediately they're on the defense.
That's fair.
That's also my assumption. I might be totally off on that, but like,
No, there's a lot of insecure men that just
lot of people
want to
Yeah.
go off, right?
yeah.
A lot of people lack just the self-awareness. Just like know who you are. Who cares? Like if something bothers you, cool, go work on it, or just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and also just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
If you don't like my content,
Yeah.
obviously
That's
I
one of
want
the
people
problems,
to
right?
enjoy it.
Like,
That's why
yeah.
I make it. But like,
That's one of the problems. Like someone ends up on your page, you're like, well, she doesn't like guys with like black hair. Oh, so I gotta go make fun of her.
Oh, it's not even that.
Like,
It's, I don't like men who cheat, and they're like, this
Well,
stupid
that's I think
bitch.
objectively like a good thing to like not like.
The best part is so many people don't know
Guys,
there's a not.
you say I hate guys who cheat, and then all the guys come in. What's wrong with you?
Exposed.
You're shaming
My girl's fine
cheaters.
with it.
You're shaming the cheaters.
It's funny that most people don't know that not interested button exists.
Oh, it's the best
I
button
get
on that
people that'll
app.
be like, "Why do you keep showing up on my For You page?" I was like, "You're probably single and and the age range that fits my thing." I'm like, "But if you don't like my content, just press the not
But also,
interested
if
button."
you keep coming up, it's because they've watched your stuff more than once, end to end. They don't. The algorithm is very
People
smart.
like to be in people. It's like people enjoy being mad. Like people like to be mad
Yeah.
and unleash. Like it makes them feel better, which is so weird because typically, like if you did that to somebody not on a screen in person, like most people feel bad after they do like treat someone poorly. Like unless you are a monster. Like most people, even when you have the worst day, like if somebody, your best friend pisses you off and then you go say something like kind of gutty back to them, you don't feel better after. You
No.
feel worse. You're like, I should not have done that.
I don't know about that. Well, sometimes I clap back and I'm fucking
He's
sitting in
glowing.
bed giggling
No,
by
but-
myself like, "Ooh, got you, bitch."
I know, but again, on a screen.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you were on the street walking by a person and did something mean to you, flipped you the bird, whatever, and you turn back and be like, "Yeah, well, you're ugly, you're miserable," or something like that. You
Yeah.
deep down, you don't feel good about it after.
Yeah.
that. You're like,
tell-
why did I waste my time
I
doing
didn't
that?
tell you this story yet. So we're in New York this past weekend. So we're walking
Here you
out
go.
a pizza place, right? Pizzas in hand, walk across the street to get to the park. It's green for me to cross, like for pedestrians, right? This guy comes around the corner on a little motorcycle, comes and zip race by us. Like he made a right on a red, and we have the right
Yeah.
away. And I'm like, whoa. He turns around and goes, "Fuck you." Both hands gives us,
York.
or no, one hand because he's still driving the motorcycle, and flips us the bird. Me and the boys just all this like, did we have the right away? Did we cut him off?
Is he okay?
And we're like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same.
And then we
thing.
all just says like, that has got to
Like-
be one of the most New York things ever. Guys with pizza crossing the road,
Yeah.
getting flipped off by some dude on like a fucking vest.
Yeah, like you're in New York, you can't expect anything less. in New
That's
York,
insane.
I just said, I was like, whoa.
in New York, you could have been walking your grandmother in her wheelchair across the street, and that same guy would have given you the bird.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, I
And
couldn't
you would
believe
shake the
that. That was
grandmother.
so funny. We were
100%.
dying. I was like,
People are rude,
all right,
man.
that's a great start to the trip.
I wanted to ask another. Keep forgetting what I'm gonna say. These freaking Ricky stories keep taking turns, and I keep like not knowing where they're going.
That's why I have to get the
Oh! I remember now.
Go.
It goes back to the point because I'm still kind of mind blown that you would make like these TikToks all day. So if you said that you could make, again, let me preface this: money's not everything. We understand that, and you like the fact that you have autonomy in your job. But in theory, if you said you could just full time do the TikTok thing, make as much money, in theory you'd have more autonomy because then you wouldn't work for anyone but yourself. Literally, no employees, no customers, because you still make the same content you like. People are gonna hate it, but people who like it will find
my
them.
brands. My brands.
Yeah, sponsored
Right.
contents. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But what I'm saying
Generally,
is,
yeah.
what I'm saying is, then, like, why wouldn't you then just quit your job and do that if you can have all the same things with maybe less headaches, dealing with less stupid
but
people and
because
all that?
the end goal is a little different. I don't think I'll ever be a multi-millionaire making TikToks, but I do believe I can be a multi-millionaire in construction.
Why? Well, hold on. You don't think you can be a multi-millionaire making TikToks?
I
I think people like
me personally. I'm not like I believe
I
people
think
out
you're
there
selling
can be.
yourself short because it.
I just don't think I could be.
if you did it, like, so I'll
But
use an
not even
example.
just TikTok though. Like you diversify beyond
Right.
TikTok. You definitely could. It would just be finding other things.
yeah, but it's also a lot more work, right? TikToks for me are easier.
Yeah.
Now. It's like,
But that's what I'm
fucking not
saying,
even
though.
an
So
hour
you
a
do
day.
it because it's an hour. That's what I'm saying. You said you like it because it's easy and you make more money. But again, then it's another thing that we're talking about, not what I just asked you. Then if you have to do it every day and it's your job to make income, would you still enjoy it as much? Would you still do it?
If I didn't have what's the if I didn't have metric, would I still
because you're
do it?
answering
Yeah.
it, you're saying different
You're
things that
failing
are like
the interview right now. By the way,
there's just going
Oh,
different.
I'm myself, I'm good.
So okay, so I want to go
Took my
back.
last
Next. I want
opportunity.
to unpack this because you said a couple of things that contradict this. So I want to give you the benefit to like explain them. I said, are you truly happy making the stuff you do, and would you quit? Like, would you do it full time? You said yes.
No, I said I wouldn't do it full time. If you said if I didn't work at Metric, would I do
Yeah.
content? Yeah, I would.
Yeah, but
not
you would do
full-time.
this.
I would do it like an hour a day.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like but then you don't love doing it. You're doing it to make a side hustle, basically.
No, because I can make enough money in an hour, 2 hours a day that I could do whatever I want the rest of the day. I could go and travel the world. I can go and see sport
Oh,
events.
so you're saying then you would just work less, make the same money.
Yeah.
So
maybe
you
work a little bit. Maybe work a little bit more than an hour. Maybe 2 hours a day. Make, I don't know, 150, 200K a year.
Okay, so if you worked an hour a day, so in theory, let's extrapolate that. Add 8 more hours. 8 times 200 is what? 1.2 million. You're a millionaire there. So in theory, then.
Well, but that's not how it works. So
Yeah.
I understand, but
you can only post so many times. A day.
I understand that, but I'm saying in
Only
theory,
so
just
many
humor
laxatives.
me. Humor me though.
Only so many laxatives.
so-
Humor me though. You could be in theory, like if you worked more time. Again, diversify platforms. Start making
Yeah.
YouTube videos. You have stuff on that brand on YouTube. You have stuff on TikTok. Whatever. What I'm saying is you can make more. So then it's your career. You could make that money.
I could.
So then why not do it if it makes you that happy?
Because again, it's a risk versus reward. I could very
There's
easily.
a risk and reward and everything.
Yeah, there is, but just there's less risk in my current position than there are just taking a leap of faith from something that I'm subjectively that I don't believe I'm that great at right now. I got lucky
Don't
with
sell
TikTok.
yourself short.
No, but like
You're
my
doing well.
editing skills aren't that great. Like I've gotten a little bit better, and some of my TikToks have gotten a little bit better with editing. But again, I edit everything on my phone. I still don't know how to use like iMovie or anything.
But if you were
right?
doing it full time or more time, you'd arguably. I got taught myself how to edit. If you never knew how.
If I
But I had
could
time while I was
potentially.
traveling.
But again, is that the risk I want to take? No, it's not. If I didn't have metric, then I would take it. Yeah. If I didn't have a family business, which is a low risk in my opinion, I would 100,000,000% do content creation full time.
And
Easily.
there it is.
Easily.
Okay.
I would work 3 hours a day. I'd wake up like I did during that week I had COVID. I woke up, I made TikToks for 2 hours. And I think in that week I gained like 15,000 followers.
Oh, it's crazy. Like
It's
if you're
crazy.
constantly like the weeks where I'm doing 3 or 4 videos a day, it's
Man,
thousands
it's
of
fucked.
followers a
But
day.
again, my problem is now it's like, look, today I go to work 9 to 5, Monday, Friday. After work, I get home at 6. The sun's fucking great right now because we're in peak of
Yeah.
summer. Do I want to make content or do I want to go for runs or walks
So why
with my
aren't
friends?
you making though? Okay, let's have a strategy session regarding your TikTok page. Why aren't you making more videos about like? Because your whole thing is like single boy doing that whole thing. Why isn't it day in the life of a single 31-year-old in Toronto and like follow?
See, but I don't like those ones.
Why? Because I make them so much
No,
better.
I didn't know that. No, I made
supposed to laugh.
a day in the life of me once, and I was like, I didn't enjoy this one.
Okay, so if you don't like,
Because
then
again,
that's
it took
fine.
me a lot longer to do. Like I did a get ready with me one, and I didn't mind it, but I didn't love it. Because I'm like, you have to have your phone there the whole time. I can't talk or do anything else with my phone.
But just don't film it
I only
on
have the one-
TikTok. Like film it on your normal phone, edit it in CapCut.
yeah, but I still
which
need
is
my
so
phone.
easy.
Like when I get ready to do things, I'm talking to my friends, I'm FaceTiming, I'm on
Yeah,
my
but
phone,
you
I'm
could, like,
texting.
incorporate it in. You could like make a whole series where it's like answering a question with your morning coffee, like
I
lunch,
could.
and then like
I
commute with
could.
you. And
Again,
there's
but
4
it's
videos
just
a day.
more work.
Okay,
I'm trying to work less.
that's fair. I was just throwing it
Yeah,
out
right,
there.
right now I have this nice middle ground. I wanted to make a certain amount of money on Instagram and TikTok this year, and I'm gonna hit it probably, I don't know, next month. So I hit my goal for the year, which is nice. Next year I'll set a bigger goal and do a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. But again, I don't need to do it.
Okay,
Right?
totally
I don't-
fair.
I do it so that I
respect
can go and buy stupid shit, go on that extra vacation, fly to Vegas for 48 hours. Like that's why I do it, right? It allows me to do some of the other things I really love doing too.
That's fair.
So it's kind of like the idea, do I need to do it? No, I don't. Do I want to do it because it's easy. I'm, again, good at it and kind of not good at it, whatever. But it also gives me the opportunity to meet people, make a little bit of extra money, and then who knows what, maybe I do find love online. Maybe, most likely not, but fuck, you never know.
You might.
It has, I can't say it yet. I don't know when this is going to be released anyways, but it has opened up a lot of other opportunities for me as well. I can tell you off air.
Okay.
But yeah, so again, that in the sense, like nothing really bad has come from TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. It's done nothing but open doors. Like
Yeah.
it's a fantastic platform.
But yeah, to your question, if I didn't have metric, I would 100% do it full time. Because I would work less and I would just travel and do stupid shit.
Are you satisfied with that answer?
I'm not, but I don't want to keep probing it because
You're over it.
Yeah, I mean,
feel the interview's
I
done.
still have my thoughts, but like, just again, but you could be saying things I'm just maybe overthinking, so I don't want to keep diving down. There's no point.
Well, we talk off air.
Yeah, no. Listen, I've asked you about this a million times. People who listen to this, it's the same as my fucking band story. Like they probably hear me question you about your TikTok regularly. But again, it's because I still am skeptical that like the thing you're doing now, the niche that you're in, the things you're doing that you.
Oh, my
genuinely
niche
love.
again. As soon as I get a girlfriend, my niche is kind of done. But then I'll make couple talks.
But that's
yeah, you make couple talks.
I don't know. I think you could still make it work because you can do lots of like
couple talks.
retro stories.
Yeah,
like
I'll do couple
talks.
Like there's a couple
Setting
on
your friends
TikTok
up
right
with
now that I
people.
love, and I'm like, when I get a girlfriend, my TikTok's gonna look like that.
Yeah. And then
Stephen
you break
Kelly
up
and
and it's
some
actually
chick,
miserable. I will never debut a man on my social media. As far as my followers are concerned, unless I am married, they will never know, because if we break up and they're in my DMs asking what happened and I have to relive that every day for however long, I will actually lose my mind.
It's actually funny because a lot of people are like, I get the comment too. It's like, he actually has a girlfriend. He's just doing this for the clout or shit. It's like, no, definitely fucking single. My girlfriend would not be okay with me doing these kind of TikToks.
I mean, she
My
might.
theoretical girlfriend wouldn't be okay with it.
She's not.
If me and you dated, you'd be okay with me making thirst trap TikToks.
It's literally, I see it as a business. Yeah. The same way someone would have to be
respect it.
fine with me posting
My
shit.
ex would have killed me.
I don't know.
I think every ex of yours would have killed you.
I think they would have killed me
TikTok or
without
not?
TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends. Like, it obviously depends on like the intention behind it, but like ultimately,
that's
that's
fair.
how you make money, and that's part of your brand online.
Yeah, and you know what's the craziest part in all this? Never mind TikTok or Instagram, is how much brands will actually pay you for content.
Bananas. But also, how many will try to absolutely?
Yeah,
take
but no,
advantage
like
of you?
I've done deals
But
with
yeah.
brands where it's like I'm not even posting it, and they're still giving me stupid money.
What do you mean they're not posting it?
So I'm making the videos for them.
Oh, okay.
They're
yeah,
posting
yeah.
on their channels, and then they're
Yeah.
promoting thing, and I'm still getting like crazy rates.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic.
It's
Before I
stupid
started
to
having
me.
someone manage me, I'd be like $13.99 for that TikTok. I was literally giving everyone the Value Village bargain discount because you have so much imposter. It wasn't actually $13,
Oh,
but
I was gonna say,
like,
what the fuck?
you have so much imposter syndrome. I'm like, why do people care about what I have to say about so many things, especially when my sponsors weren't careers related, where I was like, I have no authority. I'm literally just a person. Why do people care what I have to say? And I was like, no, people care what I have to say. I don't understand why, but they do. And you kind of have to like give yourself credit for that. Yeah, it's crazy. It takes a while to get into
That's
the
one.
of it.
That's one thing that I'm curious to see, like from the business side of things and like the marketing side of things, how that shakes out over time. Because I know right now is that everyone's shifting their dollars from like traditional ad spends, whatever it is, targeted marketing, direct to consumer, to like to influencer marketing.
Mm-hmm.
But like knowing how even when like Ricky started doing it, what he was making, I'm like, that something doesn't make sense here. Like the ROI is impossible. They'll never recoup this cost. So what I wonder is, it's probably going to take time before this actually comes about, because influencer marketing, I think, is still relatively new. And speaking in the grand scale of marketing,
Oh, definitely.
but I do believe there will come a time, I don't know when like brands start asking more, or they find a way to just track things better and see the return on it. They probably have a vague sense now,
Yeah.
but I still think a lot of these dollars that are getting sent to like influencer campaigns, not to anyone specific, I don't know, but I just venture to guess that a lot of them are just like, it's a bucket with holes in it. Like
I
there's
think
not
it
a lot of
depends. There's a lot
ROI.
of ways. Yeah, it depends. It really there's a lot that you can tell from data and like interactions and link clicks and all that. But yeah, I'm interested to see what this market's going to look like in 15 years.
Yeah.
I promoted a brand that wasn't available online yet. So you're gonna tell me somebody saw my fucking post, went into the store, and bought this?
That's what
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
That's the
well,
kind of
it's-
stuff that I mean.
But you
like,
never
Like,
know.
that's
Like
what I mean. It's-
all
to
it
me,
takes though is one person to be like, "Oh, I did see a TikTok."
Well, yeah,
about
but
this,
maybe,
you
and
know?
again, maybe their goals for this campaign was brand
brand
recognition,
awareness, yeah.
right? So again, there's so many different things, but still, sometimes I set my rates because I don't need this money. I don't need it.
It's
I have my
additional
9 to
income,
5
yeah.
that pays my bills, and I do well with that. So I give good rates because again, sometimes I don't like knowing that I have to make a TikTok and then you can say you don't like it. Change X, Y, and Z, and then I have to go and redo it.
Oh,
I like
that's
to
the
make
worst part.
mine in the heat of the moment. Boom, I made it. It's gone.
Yeah.
As soon as I have to go back and re-edit it, then I'm like, oh, I don't like this anymore.
Oh, I don't hate that.
And then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna, now I have a better idea. I'm gonna reshoot the whole fucking thing.
yeah.
And then I'm like, wait a second, this wasn't as easy as I did the first time, right? So that's what I like, just making it. And that's why a lot of my deals now I have final creative say. So if someone says, well, I don't like this, so I was like, well, I do.
it's my platform. Yeah.
It's my platform. It's my say. Live with it.
but if you liked it, you would just make them tirelessly because you liked it.
Well, those are sponsored ones. They're different than non-sponsored ones, right?
Content creation.
Yeah,
It's
but
different, though.
They're different, right?
If
Sponsored ones
yeah.
are like, you have a set
speaking
parameter,
points.
right?
Yeah, like so many
So you
levels
can't,
of
again,
approval.
it's sometimes like there's times where I've fully missed the talking points, and a lady sent it back to me. She's like, "You missed like 3 of the 5 points." I was like, "You're
yeah,
right."
I've done that too, where I'm just going.
Yeah, I
with
was
the
like,
flow.
"You're
And it's-
right." You're going with the flow.
Yeah,
and you're
because
like,
you
"Fuck, my
genuinely
bad."
like. I'm sure you're the same. I would never take a sponsorship that I either a product or a company like I genuinely believed in. Like I genuinely believe you shit your pants with those laxatives.
No, I don't.
Every night, and I
I
love
don't.
that for
I
you.
literally
But
don't use them at
you
all.
like.
I'll kind of
Yeah, it's like that. It's like the opposite.
Okay.
That's the other thing too. Like Ricky is the opposite of the brand that actually.
No, but I said it. No, I
Well,
said it in the thing. I was like, I
but you
shit
don't?
all the time.
Yeah.
I don't need
Okay.
lactase.
Not a
but if
user.
you do,
Okay,
this
that's
is your
fair.
product.
I guess again, very different niches. Mine's usually waist and above focused content, but like very much so. It's only aligned to things like I'm actually using. You know,
Random
So,
enough.
like,
Sorry, funny thing.
Yeah.
I got asked to do a campaign for toilet paper.
Oh,
I was
that's
like-
kind of fun.
I'm like, this is right up my alley. I just did a poo campaign. Toilet paper is right up my alley.
No.
Doubled my rates. Let's see what happens.
He's the new Toronto poo poo man.
Oh man, you kidding? If I get these rates, I have no problem promoting all poo related bathroom products.
God bless. I actually was kind of offended by a company who reached out to me. They slid in my DMs. I made a TikTok about this as well, where this medical spa reached out and offered to give me free Botox and a free lip job. And I was like, okay, bold move. And then they sent this whole paragraph about like, it'll be great. We'll give you free filler for like the next 6 months. And I was like, do you realize how damaging that could be for someone to receive? Not me, because I'm delusional, but someone else could open that and their feelings really could be hurt. And then also you wonder why people are feeling nonstop pressure to look a certain way. It's because you're constantly making this the norm and reaching out and making it accessible for like the 1% of people who have a platform. And then it becomes the norm. Bananas.
It
Some
is
brands,
crazy.
bananas.
It is
Yeah.
definitely crazy.
That's another topic I could talk about for God knows how long. But I'm done being antagonistic for the day. I don't need to go on that.
I'm ready to be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. On that point, what are we at, Danny?
Oh, that's
Okay.
long. Wow. That was a good
So
one.
yeah, that was a
Killed it.
yeah.
That was great.
I don't know. Anything you else want to chat about? You good?
I feel great. No,
George,
anything
you
we
good?
missed?
Well,
I'm gonna get ready to admit on one of these episodes that he hates his fucking TikToks. Not that he hates TikToks, that he hates making them.
Again, you don't love every single one that you make. Some that you're like, oh, I didn't love this.
Oh,
one.
I disagree.
You love every single one you make?
I legit don't post things I don't look at and rewatch 6 times. I'm like, that was so good. Loved that.
Do you know what the crazy part is? The ones I love the most do the worst.
Really?
If I really love a TikTok, I've one that I really laughed at. I was like, this is funny, and it did well. The rest of them, if I really like it, it's like 10,000 views max.
No way.
20's like max.
Yeah. I mean, the algorithm does kind of fuck you. Once you're like in your niche, you're in
Oh
your
yeah.
niche.
Like I put a video of me talking in my car saying like I'm single, ha ha ha. This sucks. 100,000. I post like a good like fucking collage with all my friends. 5,000.
No one cares.
Yeah, no.
Like, where's the single guy?
I go do my mini vlog with Danny in London, England. 5,000
No one cares?
views. Yeah, no one cares.
I'm sorry, girl. You deserve better.
Yeah.
Come on, my TikTok.
Anyways, I guess we'll start right up. If people want to find out more about you, careers, recruiting. I guess do you post job postings online as well?
I don't.
No job postings?
Because I
Okay.
still work at a company. But yeah, you can find me at emily.the.recruiter on all platforms. And I have the Straight Shooter Recruiter podcast.
Ooh, the Straight Shooter podcast.
Straight Shooter Recruiter.
Straight Shooter Recruiter.
Almost there.
You had a stroke there trying to remember that one.
I love a
Ooh,
slur.
the
Straight Shooter Podcast.
I was like, I knew I was missing a word there.
You were
Love that.
close.
Yeah,
No
right.
one's perfect.
All right. Other than that, thanks for coming on.
I had so
that
much
was
fun.
great.
Thank
That was
you
actually a lot
guys.
of fun. I love that.
And until next time, pals.